Your big money is in your small money. Now, I was like sitting with Cody and DeMar and Jimmy this morning, and I saw something like, I hadn't gone back and really looked at the plan in a while. But the difference, now, I do want to say that if you're newer in the company and you haven't been promoted, what I'm going to talk about next may be a little over your head. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I'm going to explain a concept to you, though. I know a guy that in his company made over $1 million a month on $15 checks. Lots and lots and lots of $15 checks. Thousands and thousands of $15 checks. The big money is in the small money. Again, this is also a philosophy of giver's gain. It's a philosophy of getting back what you send out. It's a philosophy of you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. You want your downline to get to the big money. When you get to the big money, when they get to the big money, you get to the small money, and your big money is in the small money. And then you teach the same to them. I'll say that again, because I know it was like really for most of you. All right. Am I right, Jimmy? Okay. Your job is to get your downline to the big money. When they get to the big money, you get the small money. Your big money is in your small money. Then your job is to teach them to get to the small money by helping their downline get to the big money.
In other words, help them code too much.
In other words, help everybody code out. And a lot of people get freaked out when they hear that word coding out. But that's where the big money is, when you help your downline code out. Your job is to get your team promoted. Let me give you an example. Let's say you got to executive. You're an executive in send out cards. If you're an executive in send out cards, stand up. Executives in send out cards, stand up. Okay. Remain standing for just a moment. You guys get 30, the difference between senior manager, which is the position just below you, right? The difference between senior manager and executive, do you know how much it is? $30. You know, don't you, Mark? Yeah, $30. That means when you get somebody to senior manager, anything they do, they're getting the big money. They're getting the senior manager money. You're not getting that anymore. But everything they do, all the way on the ride to executive, and everybody they bring in, and their whole team that they develop, you're getting 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. But they're getting the bigger chunk of the money. You want them to have the bigger chunk of the money, because they're going to be more driven to work for that bigger check, which means you're going to have more smaller checks. And the big money's in the small money. All right? That's all I'm going to say about it for now. Is that good? How many of you got it? Raise your hand. How many of you didn't get it? Raise your hand. It's okay. All right, that's all right. Don't worry about it. No biggie. You will. When you get to senior manager, you get it. Okay. Okay. D, leadership talk. Let's talk about let's do leadership talk. Dave, how am I doing on time?
I didn't get it, George.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. I want to talk about something that we never talk about. This is a conversation that typically we would only have in an SCT or an ECT school. And it's the only other thing I'm going to talk about right now that may be a little over the heads of some of you that are, and I'm not talking down to you at all, it's just like it doesn't really apply unless you have a bigger organization. But this is SCT school, and I'm supposed to be speaking to people that have significant organizations. So, I was brand new in my last company, and Jan, you'll really relate to this. And I finally figured out the company. And I went to Cliff Messenger and Jay Smith, and I sat down, and this was before I'd ever signed anybody up. I hadn't signed up a single person yet. I went on to have a group of 85,000 people in that business. I didn't bring in 85,000 people. I brought in 129. But that grew. Now I went before I had a single distributor, and I never built in any company in 11 years in this profession, never signed up a single person. And I'm sitting down, and I said, I finally figured out the comp plan. What I need to do is I need to hold my best people until I get promoted. And then once I get promoted, then I'll put in my best people, because they're the ones that are going to really build the big business, and that's where I'll get the bigger checks. I honestly said this to Jay Smith and Cliff Messenger, not realizing that Cliff's thinking to himself, well, that's a great way of getting my support, right? That's a great way. You're going to leave all your duds for me, right? And so for me to work with, and then you're going to go off. So this is what Jay said to me. He said, I want you to imagine, by the way, let me explain to you why I said that, for those of you that don't understand the comp plan yet. The reason I said that is because you make more money after you get promoted. So once you get promoted, if you put people in over here where you make more money, those people come in, you're going to make more money over here. So I was thinking, if I put my duds in over here, then I can make my big money after I get promoted. Not realizing that I never get promoted putting my duds in over here. All right? So imagine a group of, here's what he said to me. Imagine that you have a group of 1,000 people. You only want to do what you want your downline to do after you get promoted. Because people will do what you do, not what you say. He said, imagine a group of 1,000 people where everybody decides they're going to put their best people in later. What's going to happen to the group? Nobody's going to do anything. It's going to die. In fact, you're going to end up with a dead, lifeless organization. It's like putting in fake people to get promoted. It's unethical. It hurts everyone. You get a title, but you have no income. It makes you and everybody else look bad. Don't ever do that. All right? So, 1,000 people. Now I want you to imagine 1,000 people where everyone decides that they're going to put their best people in first. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if everybody puts their best people first? You're going to have an explosion.